Dreams are illustrations from the book your soul is writing about you. Marsha Norman. Everyone dreams, but not everyone listens. And when it comes to nightmares, we do everything we can to forget them. We brush them off, laugh them away, medicate them. But what if I told you your nightmares aren't random? What if they are the only part of you that's actually telling the truth? You see, in ancient traditions, from Egypt to the Amazon, nightmares weren't seen as bad omens. They were seen as messages, direct downloads from the unconscious, from your shadow, from spirit. And here's the truth they don't want you to know. Your nightmares are your soul's last attempt to get your attention. When you won't slow down, won't feel, won't face the truth, your soul shows up in your sleep and makes sure you can't look away. And it doesn't whisper, it screams. Let's break this down. There are 3 kinds of nightmares, and each one holds a different key. The first is the wound nightmare. These dreams take you back to something you've never healed, a trauma, a betrayal, a loss, something your conscious mind has tried to bury, but the body remembers. The soul remembers, and it surfaces in your sleep. If you've ever dreamed of being chased, abandoned, or trapped, this is your wound speaking. It's not trying to hurt you, it's trying to release you. The second kind is the shadow nightmare. These are the ones that make you feel shame, guilt, rage, disgust. You see yourself doing something wrong. You see a version of you that you've tried to suppress in waking life. This is your shadow, the part of you you've disowned. But disowning it doesn't make it disappear. It makes it louder. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Your shadow isn't evil, it's unloved. And in your dreams, it returns, raw, primal, loud, not to punish you, but to integrate. And then there's the prophetic nightmare. These are the ones that don't feel like memories or metaphors. They feel like warnings. The room is dark, but you know you've been there before. The voice isn't yours, but it speaks your truth. You wake up shaken, and yet, something in you feels clearer. These dreams aren't always literal, but they are symbolic. And ancient cultures believed these were messages from ancestors, spirit guides, or higher self. A call to pay attention, a call to prepare. And in today's hyper-stimulated world, most people are so disconnected from their inner world, the dream state becomes the only place left where the soul can speak freely. If this is resonating, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. We're just getting started, and the next parts go deeper than most dare to explore. Now, let's go even further. Have you ever noticed how your nightmares repeat? Same setting, same emotion, different faces. That's not random, that's pattern. Your subconscious is showing you a loop that you haven't broken yet, an unresolved cycle. Think of it like a code in a video game that hasn't been cracked. Until you learn the lesson, you stay stuck on the same level. So next time you wake up from a nightmare, don't just ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What is this trying to show me?" Because once you decode the symbols, you begin to heal. So, how do you decode your nightmares? How do you stop fearing them and start learning from them? Ancient cultures believed that dreams, especially disturbing ones, weren't just chemical processes or random firings in the brain. They were messages from the other side of consciousness. But to receive the message, you have to become a different kind of listener. Let's start with dream journaling. This isn't about writing a diary. It's about capturing the exact emotion you felt the moment you woke up. Not just what happened in the dream, but how your body reacted. Did you wake up sweating, numb, with your heart racing? That's a key, because the body often understands what the mind is still suppressing. Record it. No editing, no overthinking, just write. You'll begin to notice patterns, symbols. The stranger the image, the more important it is. A snake might not mean danger. It could mean transformation. A collapsing building might mean your old belief system is crumbling. It's not about the surface, it's about the shift underneath. Next, work with the lunar cycle. Indigenous wisdom says dreams on full moons tend to be louder, more vivid, because the veil between worlds is thinner. Nightmares around full moons often hold crucial warnings or breakthroughs, so track your dreams with the moon. Over time, you'll notice rhythms you never saw before. You'll begin to sense when a message is coming, before it even arrives. Then there's the ancient art of herbal dream medicine. Plants like mugwort, blue lotus, or Kalea zakatakichi have been used for thousands of years to enhance dream clarity, not as drugs, but as doorways. These herbs were taken with intention, in ritual, with respect. Modern science ignores this, but the mystics didn't. They knew that certain plants didn't just help you sleep, they helped you remember, and remembering is everything. Because most people forget 90% of their dream before they even open their eyes. That's not accidental. That's the mind's defense mechanism, blocking out what the soul is trying to say. But when you learn to retain the dream, you start hearing the parts of yourself that have been silent for years. Now, let's talk about nightmares as maps. Yes, maps. Each dream gives you coordinates, not physical, but emotional. Follow them, and you begin to trace your deepest fears back to their roots. Nightmares about drowning? Maybe you're overwhelmed in waking life. Nightmares about being chased? Maybe you're avoiding a truth you're not ready to face. Nightmares about teeth falling out? Maybe you're afraid of losing power, control, or youth. These are not random signals. They are mirrors. And the more we ignore them, the more intense they become. But once you turn and face them, something strange happens. The nightmare stops repeating because you finally heard it. And this is where true spiritual dream work begins. It's not just about interpretation, it's about transformation. Dreams don't just inform you, they evolve you. So the next time you wake up in the middle of the night, heart racing, skin cold, mind spinning, don't run from it. Write it down. Feel into it. Thank it. Your nightmares aren't your enemy. They are your initiation. So what do you actually do with a nightmare once you've faced it? That's where the ancient art of dream alchemy comes in. You don't just analyze the dream. You engage with it. You give it form. You give it voice. You give it purpose. This is what the ancients did. They believed that if a dream came to you, it was asking for participation, not avoidance. So here's the first step. Re-enter the dream consciously. Find a quiet space. Sit. Close your eyes. Bring the dream back, piece by piece. But this time, you are awake inside of it. Ask the figure chasing you, "What do you want me to understand?" Ask the monster, "What part of me do you represent?" Ask the setting, "Why here? Why now?" And then, your subconscious will answer, not always in words, but in symbols, emotions, images. This is active dream work. It's not about control, it's about conversation. And when you begin to treat your nightmares like teachers, everything changes. The fear becomes fuel, the chaos becomes clarity, the horror becomes healing. Step 2. Create a ritual around the dream. Write it down by hand. Burn it. Bury it. Speak it aloud under the moon. Turn it into a drawing, a dance, a prayer. You are taking something unconscious and making it sacred. And this is the moment your energy field shifts, because your dream wasn't just trying to haunt you, it was trying to initiate you. Nightmares often come right before a breakthrough. They signal the death of an old self, a shedding, a purge, a warning that you're holding on to something that no longer fits your vibration. And when you honor them, Instead of resisting them, you move through the darkness faster, cleaner, wiser. Now listen closely. There's one more truth most people miss. Nightmares don't just reflect your personal fears. Sometimes they reflect the collective ones. You might be dreaming of war, of collapse, of fire, of drowning, and none of it has happened in your life. That's because you're tuning in to the collective unconscious, the same field Carl Jung spoke of, the same realm shamans enter during trance, the same space ancient oracles accessed for prophecy. You are not just dreaming your trauma. You might be dreaming the world's, and that's a gift, if you know how to hold it. Because with that awareness, you can start to transmute collective fear into personal power. You become a dream walker, a translator of the invisible, someone who can walk between worlds and bring the message back. So the next time you wake up from a nightmare, trembling, confused, afraid, remember this: you're not broken, you're not cursed, you're not alone, you're being called. And maybe, just maybe, your nightmares are proof that your soul is trying to wake you up, because the real dream is the one you've been living in. What's the most powerful or strange dream you've ever had? And did you ever try to interpret it? I'd love to hear your story in the comments.